All right, good morning, everybody. Today is January 6th, 2021. We're moving into page 103 and 104, I believe. 104 and 105, actually. Okay, yesterday we did a good job. You guys went through the article. You looked for key evidence. Got some new vocabulary in, okay? All right, today's do now. Restriction. Parents might restrict their children's use of blank. Okay? Parents might restrict their children's use of blank. Okay? Okay, so you'll have that do now for today. Parents might restrict their children's use of blank. Okay? All right, so now looking at some of the vocab for today. The first word that we have is decline. Okay. So if you decline something, what is something that you would decline? Okay, tell me that. What do we decline? Okay, if someone is coming to my classroom and they want to just come in and chill out while I'm teaching a class, I will probably decline them from coming in to chill out, right? Okay, I'll tell them to stay out. Okay, so to decline something means to basically put a stop to it. To stop or end, I'm guessing, is what they have. Nope. They tell us to become smaller or decrease. Okay, to become smaller or decrease. So, for example, to become smaller, if I decline my speed while I'm driving, I make my speed smaller, right? I decrease my speed. What might cause the number of trees in the forest to decline? Disease, wildfires, insects. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Disease, wildfire, insects might cause the number of trees in the forest to decline. Okay, next word is significantly. Okay, significantly means in a way that is blank or large enough to blank. Okay, what is one thing that might significantly affect your mood? Okay, let's think about that and then we'll come back to the meaning. One thing that might significantly affect my mood is lack of sleep, things that bug me, right? Those things affect our mood, right? Okay. Maybe inappropriate behavior affects our mood. Okay. Let's take a look at their responses. Okay, so the definition, in a way that is important or large enough to make a difference. Okay, in a way that is important or large enough to make a difference. Okay, what is one thing that might significantly affect your mood? One thing that might significantly affect my mood is the weather or getting exercise. I agree with those. How many of you guys, when it's been like, sometimes I feel like January and February are like the longest months ever, and I think part of that is because it's dark when I leave my house, and it's dark when I get home, and I don't have any time out in the sunshine, right? Okay, so that can significantly affect my mood. When we don't exercise, okay, we start to just feel like, just start to feel not good. But when you do exercise, even though exercise is hard, sometimes we feel we have more energy. We have a lot more energy, okay, when we get good exercise. Okay, good job there. All right, so let's move over. So right here, this shows us a couple of pictures. Okay, some boats out on this lake. 3 experts propose ways to manage California's historic drought. Before this photo shows full water levels at Lake Oroville, California in July 2011. Okay, so 10 years ago, 9.5 years ago. After 2014, a 3-year drought, or in 2014, after a 3-year drought, the lake's water level had fallen dramatically. Wow, so now it's just this like sliver, right? Okay, all this water is not there anymore. Okay, that shows you the difference in that lake. Pretty crazy. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this, page 105. Okay, so right here you're going to be looking for, what does J. Famigletti recommend to manage California's drought? He recommends blank. We're going to look for that. Use word strategies. What words or phrases does Famigletti use that tell you he thinks California's government should control how much water people use? Famigletti uses the words and phrases blank. Okay. Write a tweet of about 25 words urging California's government to protect its water supply. Focus on one of the author's 3 recommended steps. Use precise words. Okay. Alright, so a prolonged drought has affected much of the U.S. West. It is a crisis of historic proportions. Everyone has an opinion about it. Here, 3 experts share their ideas. Are they right, wrong? You decide. Okay. So sometimes what you don't see can hurt you. Water scientist and author J. Famigletti thinks green parks and lawns may give a false sense of security about California's water supply. Okay, so 2 green. Southern California water managers are doing such a great job that you would hardly know we are in the midst of the worst drought since record keeping began in the late 1800s. However, excellence in water management has a real downside, a false sense of security. It is exceedingly difficult to convey the urgency of the situation when almost everything around us is green. There are 3 important steps that our region can take to have an immediate effect on sustaining our water supply beyond just 12 to 18 months. The first is awareness of our water supply situation. Our water has 3 main sources: snowmelt from the Sierra Nevada, local groundwater, and imported water from the Colorado River Basin. Unfortunately, all 3 of these sources are drying up. The amount of available fresh water from each has declined significantly during the drought. Second, it is time right now for mandatory water restrictions, with enforcement and fines for violations. Third, we must press for better management of the state's groundwater supply. This is a real emergency that requires a real emergency response. If Southern California does not step up and conserve its water, and if the drought continues on its epic course, there is nothing more that our water managers can do for us. Okay, what does J. Famigletti recommend to manage California's drought? Okay, then go ahead, use word strategies and the stretch. Okay, all right. Think about how the words and the authors chose help clarify their ideas. Okay, all right, so you're going to take a look at this. I need you to turn in page 104 and 105. Also, there will be the do now. Okay, have a great day.